This Congress representative, you don't know what happened behind closed doors. Like you know how they interact with each other. Who's like the most funniest Congress representative? Who's the goofy who has have anger issues? Who send like passive aggressive text messages? Yeah, I'd like to know this information. But I know that when you get elected, at least Maxwell Frost, the Gen Z candidate, or the first Gen Z candidate to enter Congress, I met with him before. And he told me when he first got elected, there's like an orientation for newly elected Congress representative. But I remember asking him when he got elected, this is before, it was during the time of like the polarization in America, but it wasn't as prominent as now. And I remember asking him like when he got elected, did any of the Republican Congress representative, meet with you, congratulate you? And he was like, no. If anything, Congress, like each party work by itself. They have their own chambers, they have their own meeting room. Like, there's no intersection. They don't interact. And that's something that I don't like. Because every single family...
the House and the Senate? Or do you
No,
mean
I'm talking about
parties?
Parties.
Oh, okay.
So the Republicans and the Democrats have their own chambers, their own rooms. So if you're running as an independent, you'll have to end up in one of these rooms. There is no room for the independent.
Can you go to both rooms?
I don't know, I've never been there.
Yeah.
I would like to go to both rooms and then see which room has the better food. If you do that, they call you flip-flop. You call it a flip-flop. You have no principles. No.
Yeah, but some Congress people don't vote according to their party. They vote according to how they feel that they would best serve their constituents.
That's how you should. That's how you should be voting for. Like that, you should be voting according to what the people in your district, what the Constitution is asking you to do. Because when you take the oath of office, you are promising, you're taking the pledge to protect the Constitution and put America interest first. And the thing right now, like with the two-party system, is that the people in position of power, they're voting according to their party. They're not voting according to their principles, to the Constitution. So that way, for me, if I get elected, I will be working with anyone in Congress, including those who are on the other part of the other side of the aisle, as long as we both are working to serve America first, to serve the interests of the Americans. America first, all the way. I'm not gonna go there and be like, let's send weapons to this foreign country, let's send money to this foreign country, and then you do it while you're a country in debt, while you're a country where the healthcare system is broken.
I just learned today that the United States is the most indebted country in the world.
You wonder why. You wonder why.
A lot of it has to do with the war.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that Congress representatives who are in the position of power, they don't respect the tax money. They don't treat it with the respect and with the accountability and with the importance that they should be treating it with. Because that money is not yours. And the fact that money is not theirs, instead of be like, it's not mine, I should be more careful in the way of spending it, they'd be like, no, I'll just spend it like whatever. Because I know they're going to continue to come. And how about I spend that money to keep me in power?
That's corruption.
If take the example of AIPAC, right? AIPAC spent millions of dollars on Congress, on elections, to put Congress representatives who are voting in favor of policies that favor Israel. So AIPAC would spend, let's say, $10 million on a race to put a Congress representative in power. And then that Congress representative, once they're in power, they vote on bills to send billions of dollars to Israel. So it's like a good investment for them. They put 10 million, they get 10 billion. And we need to stop that. We need to stop that. Every single Congress representative who are currently taking money from AIPAC, they're betraying the country. Every single Congress representative who voted in sending the money overseas for wars that they don't understand, that they don't recognize the repercussions of these wars, they should be removed from office. If it was up to me, I think all the Democratic leadership should have resigned when Trump won the second presidency. Because they lack the tools, they lack the will to fight Trump. They don't know how to fight him. That's why they're failing at every battle.
That was what I wanted to ask you. In one of your earlier flyers, while we were collecting nomination signatures, you made a criticism of the Democratic Party as a party of bystanders, and how you pledged to make the Democratic Party a party of fighters. And I wanted to ask what you meant by that, and how has the Democratic Party been a bystander, and how can the party be more of a fighter, and for whom is the party fighting?
I mean, first of all, you need to understand the tools that you have in Congress that you can use. So Congress has the ability to investigate the other branches of the government.
Oversight.
Oversight, yes. They can bring them for a hearing, they can impeach the president, they can restrict the president's power, especially with war resolution, if he entered a war that was not agreed on by Congress. And given the current social media tool that you can also use, Congress representative can also use social media and the public media to bring awareness to what's happening in Congress. I mean, that's why Rohana, for instance, and Thomas Macy, they both use social media and the news media to put pressure, public pressure on Congress and on the president to release the Epstein file. So there are a lot of tools that Congress representatives can use to fight back. And they can also control the funding of agencies, from governmental agencies. There's a lot of tools they can use. And the issue is like they lack the will.
That's what you mean by being a bystander?
Being a bystander meaning like...
Just like watching things happen, but not actually...
Watching things happen and continuing to use X to blame the other side. I mean, if you go to Kathleen Clark X account, every single tweet, the Republican, Trump is bad, the Republican is bad. I was like, okay,
so
what are you offering them?
Yeah.
And that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And it goes to the story of division.
It's like an opposition party that doesn't oppose.
It's not just that, but also the rhetoric that they're using that also bothers, right? So if you're a Democrat or a Republican in position of power, you know that if you created something controversial, if you said something controversial about the other side, and you exploited the hate that already exists in people's heart, you know that if you say, or you acted in a certain way that exploit this hate to bring attention, you'll get more donations and you'll stay in power. People will vote for you. But like at the same time, these Congress representatives, they don't understand that every single family in America, you have family members who are Republicans, you have family members who are Democrat, you have family members who are independent. And when you go on social media or when you go on Congress and you constantly attack the other side, whether these attacks are legitimate or not, you create this sense of hatred between the people within the same family. And then 5 years from now, once you leave office, or once the other side leave their office, that hatred will still exist. And that's what bothers me. Like, I'm saying this as somebody who lived through a civil war. Back in Syria, during the Syrian Civil War, if I label you something, that would be more than enough to get you killed, whether you're pro-Assad at the time or anti-Assad. A label like that on you would be more than enough to make you lose your life. Here in America, a labeling you a Republican or Democrat, thankfully, knock on wood, it didn't get us to a point of bloodshed, even though there was some violence that happened recently in the country. But it get a lot of hatred and resentment that's, building up under the surface. And at any moment, when you say a criticism or say something, you see people triggered and they want to fight back and they're angry. And that's because these Congress representatives fueling this hate, fueling this anger. And that's unacceptable. I mean, if you want to attack the other side, attack them on policy and present your solution, but constantly, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of creating division among Americans' families. We need to find ways to bring two groups together to heal the country.